Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your man, Louie T, here on a very bitter and somber kickback session for week 2 of the National Football League. I've been dreading this. All week long, I've been dreading this. I never thought it would be me. And my arrogance and my bravado has finally caught up to me. And for those of you who don't know what I'm referring to, I am the Piss Cup recipient for week 2 in Winners and Losers. And I used to wear that with a badge of honor that I had never received the Piss Cup. And that's not hard to do, okay? It's not hard to not receive. Somebody's got to be worse than you that week. That's all that has to happen. But I finally did it. I finally overstepped my boundaries. And what I realized was that I pushed the button too soon. I pushed the button way too soon. You can't press the button in week 2. I could have pressed the button in week 3. I could have pressed the button in week 4. I pressed it in week 2. You don't know enough after 1 week of football. A lot of weird outcomes happen in week 1, and you can't run with those outcomes and start to make grandiose conclusions from them. And I did that in week 2, and I had to pay. And I know better than that. But here's what I can say. There's no silver lining. I'm not going to sit here. I'm Mr. Optimistic. There's no silver lining for being the Piss Cup recipient. There's no, well, at least there's none of that shit. I'm drinking piss today. All right. Here's the only thing I can say. I used to fear the Piss Cup, and that fear stopped me from making picks that I wanted to make in past years and not all of them worked out. I'm not sitting here and telling you that all of those picks were going to work out and I was going to be successful because if I would have made those picks, but you remember the times where you were too scared to pull the trigger on this team or that game for fearing Piss Cup retribution. Now that I am going to have to drink piss today, I don't fear the Piss Cup. I've tasted it now. There's no fear. You taste piss once, you've tasted them all. I don't think that's true, but that's what I'm telling myself. So I'm not fearful anymore of the Piss Cup. I'm just throwing caution to the wind. And that may be the worst thing that I can do. It may turn me into one of the worst participants in Winners and Losers, period. That could happen. I'm fully embracing that, though, at this point. Scared money don't make money. That's always been my motto. Scared money don't make money. Well, you can't be scared to make the picks that you think are the right thing to do. Everything that I do is based in logic. I feel good about it, so I can't run from it. And even if it doesn't work out for me, so be it. But here's the thing that I had to do after this past week. If you've watched my podcast over the years, then you know about my old-fashioned Madden meltdowns. I've told you about my Madden meltdowns before. But I had a Madden meltdown. A Madden meltdown essentially used to be, I was a game head, if you didn't know, back in the day. Game head, day and night. Online, all night. Me and my homeboys. I mean, I was playing the game with my boy back in the day, 5-6 hours a day, it felt like. I come over to his house. He'd be sitting Indian style, 6 inches from the TV in the dark. We wouldn't say anything. Our communication was the sticks. I wouldn't say nothing to him. I'd walk in, sit down, grab the controller, and we start playing. And we play, and we play. And you think you got this new team you went home and you got good with, and you're ready to unveil it on him. And if it works on him, I know I can beat these clowns online. But if he busts my ass with this team and I don't have answers, well, guess what? It's back to the drawing board. And that's what we used to call an old-fashioned Madden meltdown. You went home the night before, or you've been working on this team the last 3-4 nights. You've been playing over and over and again, hours upon hours. And you think, man, I got the right playbook. I got the right players in the right position. This shit is ironclad. Can't nobody stop me with this defensive playbook and this offensive playbook and these players. Then you go over to his house, or he comes over to my house and he kicks the living shit out of me, and you realize, damn, I had the game all messed up. So you go home that night and you spend 3 hours not playing a game, just going through rosters, trying to find the right roster to fit what you want to do. That's a Madden meltdown. Well, I had one of those for my picks and my process. I had a meltdown. I had to take my process and I had to knock it all the way down, strip it to its bare essentials. And I had to realize, you got cocky. Look, I can often come off as the smartest guy in the room when it comes to making picks. I always think I'm smarter than every single one of y'all out there. And sometimes it reflects itself in the picks. Sometimes you can overthink a pick. I did it this past week. I got doing that. Sometimes the easy answer right in front of your face is the right answer. And sometimes that's not good enough for me. No, that's too obvious. So I do something else and then it backfires because I'm the smartest guy in the room. I started making my picks at the last second, right before the 8 o'clock deadline, not sitting down, giving these picks real thought. I wasn't watching every single game every week because you know why? I don't need to do that. I'm me. I got this. You're not that guy. And having the piss cup this week be mine. I was praying that somebody saved the kid. Yet again, there was no saving this time because the football gods needed me to see the error of my ways. They needed me to see that the way I was living wasn't a way that was going to be conducive to being successful. You got to put in the work. You got to sit down and you got to think about these selections. You got to mull over them. Sometimes it requires you to leave, come back, and then make a selection. Not just, that team's at home. Or I don't like this quarterback and just pick the other team. No. These picks require real thought. So I'm back to the basics. But that doesn't save me from the repercussions of my actions in week 2. So this one hurts. I'll start the process now because I don't want to do this shit. Golly. I can't believe I'm here, man. I can't believe I'm here. Not me, man. Not me. Stop being a bitch, man. You can't be talking shit to everybody and now it's your turn and you don't want to do the shit. Stop being a bitch. Just drink. Oh, God, that's awful. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Give me a second. Oh. All right, I'm gonna come back to it. Let's just get to some of the stuff from this week. My God. Lost my train of thought. This was the weekly pick 'em pool from week 2. Chalupa was the winner. Only 2 losses. Sully had 2 losses as well, but the score was 20-9 in the game. So it came down to the points on the tiebreaker, and Chalupa had 40. So Chalupa was the closest. So Chalupa will be your winner in week 2. I've already paid Chalupa out. Congratulations to Chalupa. So $120 was sent to you. Congratulations. And all I ever ask is that you give me a chance to win my money back. You know the rules to the game, then play. You know the rules of engagement. Don't be like me. Don't have the football gods have to humble you. I talked so much shit to 100 grand last week that the football god said, "Oh, it's like that, huh?" Okay. I'll show you. So don't be like me. Don't make a mistake that you have to pay for. Okay. Just come back. So here, Soul Survivor pool. Again, another pretty clean week for everybody that was involved. Let me make this a little bit smaller so you guys can see on the screen. A lot of green here, so not really a lot to see. Sonny Rawson didn't make a selection. His home team Commanders didn't get it done, so he's now eliminated. Rella couldn't have the same magic she had last year in winners and losers. She picked the Texans. Unfortunately for her, they didn't get it done down the stretch of that football game. She is eliminated. And so that's it. Again, it was pretty clean. A lot of us almost bit the dust last week picking the Cowboys. We could have seen a massive reduction in the amount of participants left in this thing had the Giants finished the job last week, but they did not. So most of the field still remains. I know if you picked Arizona, there were a few of you who picked Arizona. They almost made you have a heart attack at the end of that game for no reason. But outside of that, everybody else pretty much took care of business comfortably. And so we move on to week 3 of the 13th Soul Survivor pool. Congratulations to everyone that advanced and survived. And too bad to all of you who did not. Maybe you'll have better luck next year. So now we have to go to where I don't want to go, but I have to. I'm never going to finish this shit. Oh, God. As you can see, still a lot of color. It's early. This is what happens. A lot of you did really well last week. I obviously did not. And we'll start with the leader in the clubhouse, Gats. 13-3 last week, 13-3 again this week for a grand total of 26-6. All by their lonesome in first place at 26-6. There are a ton of you at 25-7, excuse me, in second place. And a lot of you are off to fast starts. I am not. but it's only week 2. That's what I tell myself. But I've dug myself the inevitable hole that I did not want to dig myself. So let's go through this quickly. Sundi went 11-5, 21-11 overall. Sundi's dad, or Sunday, excuse me, Sunday's dad, 2-4-6, 10-6, 20-12 overall. Annapolis OG, 1-2-3, really good week, 13-3, 25-7 overall. Shadow Striker, 10-6, 20-12 overall. Mr. HTTR, see his wife must be rubbing off on him, 13-3, 25-7 overall for him starting off. It's a good start. Good for second place along with Annapolis OG. Rella, defending champion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10-6, 21-11. So she's not off to the fastest of starts like she was a year ago, but again, doesn't mean she can't turn it up. Me, again, it just I lost a lot of close games last week. I don't have anybody to blame for this but myself. Like, I did this to myself. But there were a lot of games that could have went either way that would have not had me sitting right here having this discussion with you. But the Jets game, that's just me trying to be the smartest guy in the room. I needed to pay for that. Don't do that in week 2. If you do that in week 3 or week 4 or week 5 because you've seen enough after the first 2 weeks, don't do that in week 2. Right? No, so I deserve that. Dolphins should have won that game. You know, you can't give up a kickoff return after you just had a punt return for a touchdown, but they stink. And I knew they stunk, but I thought they were better than the Patriots. I got there. The Saints had every opportunity to beat the 49ers. Like, just watching that game, it's made it even more painful seeing that they squandered so many opportunities. A drop touchdown on the first possession of the game, a missed field goal following that drop touchdown. You get a GIF, and you turn that GIF into 3 points instead of a touchdown, and you miss another field goal too, and it just changes the way that you would have gone about business late in the game. So they had their chances in that game, but it is what it is. They're not a good team, right? And that's what I get. I said Mac Jones, and I should have understood that Kyle Shanahan wanted Mac Jones in that 2021 draft. Like, Mac Jones is going to be just fine in Kyle Shanahan's offense, and I should have understood that, you know. But again, I was tripping. The Denver game was heartbreaking because that shouldn't have been a loss, right? Like, they won the game. They called leveraging on the missed field goal, gave them another shot. It reminded me of the Commanders against the Giants a couple of years ago in that crazy game where Graham Gano misses, or not Graham Gano, Dustin Hopkins misses the field goal. They call offsides, give him another shot. He makes the field goal. It just be like that sometimes. I had to take the L there. Chiefs, Mahomes doesn't throw the pick. Kelsey catches the damn ball. I win that game. I don't feel bad about picking the Chiefs. The Vikings just got dominated. And then the Texans, again, another one of these situations where it's 4th and 9. You got Baker bottled up. All you got to do is get him on the ground. You can't. He escapes, runs for a first down, and we know what all happens after that. Like, the Texans shouldn't have lost that game, but they did. So here I am sitting here at 18-14 overall, but more importantly, 7-9. I almost had the ultimate piss cup, right? I almost had the ultra piss cup in week 2. Unbelievable. I'm a disgrace right now. I really, truly am. That shit burns going down. God damn. Mr. Bear down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 23-9 overall. Extraordinary for life. 13-3. 24-8 overall. That's good for third place. Good start there. Smacky. I was hoping somebody like Smacky could save me. I saw a lot of red. I got excited. Not even close. I think 7 for Smacky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, not even close. 9-7, 19-13 overall. Tyrant 78. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 and 4, 24 and 8 overall. Off to a fast start for the second year in a row. Tyrant 78. RJ Mack ready. 12 and 4, 25 and 7. Good for second place. Nico Smooth, after a really good start last week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cooled off a little bit this week at 11 and 5. 23 and 9, still a good start. Bear Lady, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I almost had some company. I didn't want company. I didn't want to share this with somebody. I just wanted somebody to take this shit completely off my ledger. 8 and 8 for Bear Lady. She tried. She tried. But as a wise woman once told me, almost doesn't count. Almost doesn't count. Rich. 12 and 4, 22 and 10 overall. 100 grand. I want to apologize to 100 grand, but I don't have that compassion in my heart. Maybe I need to. Maybe that'll reverse my fortunes, but I don't have it in me. I'm too petty. But he's probably laughing at me hysterically right now, and I deserve it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 and 6, 15 and 17. At least he still ain't over 500. I do take solace in that. CJ, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 and 6 after a blazing start for our guy Ed a week ago. He's 24 and 8, still good for third place. JK Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 and 6, 22 and 10 overall. Ricky D Hustle, 1, 2, 3, 13 and 3, 25 and 7, good for second place. Good start to the season for Ricky D. Matt Lynch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11 and 5, 22 and 10 overall. Mike Jink. I'm one of them people that likes to smell my breath constantly just to check on my shit. It smells awful right now. I can't do this shit, man. Can't do this shit. Mike Jink. 12 and 4, 28 and 8. Good for third place. Tiff Shiesty. 13 and 3, 29 and 23 and 9. That's a good bounce back for Tiff Shiesty. Boss Man, 13 and 3, 29, 23 and 9. Greg Giants, 12 and 4, 21 and 11. Billy Bronco, 12 and 4, 22 and 10. Mike Lowry, 12 and 4, 23 and 9. Good start there. J4N Swag 99, 12 and 4, 21 and 11 overall. Mr. Ron B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 and 7, 20 and 12 overall. Soul, 11 and 5, 22 and 10. Tim Santiago, 13 and 3, 25 and 7 overall. Good for second place. Sam Pando, just killing it the first 2 weeks. 12 and 4 after 13 and 3 last week. 25 and 7 overall for Sam Pando. Let me find out Sam got the juice now. Let me find out. Bricinho. 12-4, 20-12. Bootleg Bree. 12-4 as well, 24-8. Good for third place. Bam Bam Bree. 11-5, 23-9. Swaggy P. 12-4, 22-10 overall. Nate P. 11-5, 23-9. Cody. 11-5, 22-10 overall. Angie M. 10-6, 21-11 overall. DK to Don. 9-7, 19-13 overall. Jordan Jones. 12-4, 23-9 overall. Chris Santiago. 12-4, 25-7, good for second place. Derek B. 11-5, 24-8, good for third place. Mino. 12-4, 24-8, good for third place. Big B. 13-3, 27-5, or 25-7, excuse me, good for second place. And Navy Ramjet. 13-3, 24-8, good for third. This little conglomerate here. What y'all got going on? What's in the water over here where y'all at? Y'all got a nice little thing going on right there. Niners fam. 10-6, 23-9. HTTR Carson. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 21-7, 21-11 overall, 9-7 on the week. Sully was a PTPer this week, as you can see, name in green. 14-2 for Sully. 23-9 overall. So big week for Sully. Shout out to Sully for being a primetime prognosticator in week 2 in the National Football League. Dandrix. 13-3, 25-7 overall. Good for second place. Triple A Dell, also a PT peer this week at 14-2, 25-7 overall. Good for second place. Shout out to Triple A Dell. Oh, that is the worst burp ever. Oh my God. Oh, that is just awful. And it burns. Maybe I might have a little bit more compassion for those of you who have to endure the piss cup from now on. God, this is awful. I can't guarantee that I won't do this again. That's the sad part. My goal is to never, ever do this again, though. You know what this feels like? This feels like when you do too much drinking and you're throwing up and you can't stop and you tell God, if you just get me right, I promise I won't drink anymore. You're lying. Don't lie to the man upstairs like that. Okay? I'm not gonna sit here and tell myself that I won't be back here. I'm gonna do everything in my power not to be. This is the worst. Triple A Shell. 12-4, 20-12 overall. Coop the game. Coop Dog. Coop Dog. 10-6, 21-11. Just Vaughn. 12-4, 23-9 overall. Walt 260. 10-6, 21-11. Jules. 13-3. Really good week for Jules. Really good bounce back week. 20-12 overall. AJ Meehan had a rough go of it after being a PTPer last week. 2, 4, 6, 10-6. Still good for 24-8 this week. Good for third place. Bronco Kid. 11-5, 22-10 for Bronco Kid. Ty. 12-4, 21-11 overall. Twin Lakes Dad. 11-5, 22-10 overall. Energy Mac and Cheese. PT Pier, as you can see, in green, 14-2, 27-5 overall, good for second place. Same could be said for Rock and Roll. 12-4 this week, 25-7, good for second place. Big shout out to Energy Mac and Cheese for being a primetime prognosticator for week 2 in the National Football League here on Winners and Losers. Ron Man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from Ron Man. 22-10 overall. Skins win. No starting the water because of this shit, man. 3, 4, 5, 6, 10-6, 22-10 overall. E3 cubed. 1, 2, 3, 13-3, 23-9. Good week. Talked about Gats already at 13-3, 26-6 overall, first place. Shout out to Gats for setting the pace. Kevin the PRF, 13-3, 25-7, tied, or 25-7, yeah, correct, tied for second place overall. Off to a fast start. Mamba Fats, 11-5, 21-11 overall. And Rick Derula, 10-6, 17-15 overall. Don't try to be bold. All right. We're going to take a quick break, get a word from one of our sponsors, come back on the other side. Get the hell out of here. This shit is disgusting. Sleeper. Sleeper is the best way to experience and connect over sports together. It's a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on games in real time with other users, get the fastest scores, blazing fast news and alerts right at your fingertips, play in fantasy leagues, and win real money on pick contests. So enjoy sports the way they were meant to, together. Download the #1 sports app today. Predict the hottest football stats like passing yards, receiving yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and much more to cash in on your daily fantasy football skills. Use promo code LTN and Sleeper will match your first deposit up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. Sleeper. Shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring this stream. We'll take a couple comments and then we'll get out of here, man. I ain't got a lot for y'all. Tyrant78 says, say it ain't so, Louie. I wish I could. I wish I could. Extraordinary for Life says, oh man, it's your time to receive the Golden Cup. Darnell Kelly says, I was praying for the Giants to win because that would knock mad people out. It almost did, including myself. That would have been epic. An epic fail. And I would have been used to it. I get knocked out early in these things all the time. But I feel like that's a good omen for me that I didn't get knocked out there, because in past years, I would have been knocked out right there. So I'm feeling like maybe this is the year. Maybe this is finally the year. Mike Lowry says, no, not you, Lou. Yeah, it was me. He says 100 grand must have prayed for this. I want to stop laughing because when I laugh, I smell my breath. And it smells horrible right now. But yes, he must have prayed for this. He must have prayed. He was praying for times like this. Oh, no. Oh, no. RJ Mac Ready says, not the cup, Lou. Indeed it is. All right. Let me just get the hell out of here, man. Just finish it off and move on. I'm ready to move on. Like Maya, I'm ready to just move on. I'm sick of this shit. Now I see how people who I'll be like, man, just finish the shit. I always tell them, just finish the shit. I don't want to hear it. Just finish it. I have more compassion for them now. I have a lot more compassion for them. I so don't want to do this. I so don't want to do this. Oh my God. All right. Stop being a hoe. Here we go. I can't do this shit. I can't do this shit. Oh. Oh, never again. I cannot do this again. Oh my God. Oh. Mm. Mm. Oh. All right, football gods. You got me. I've been humbled. You don't have to do this again. I promise. I'll behave myself. Oh. You're going to make me throw up. Come on, Buffalo pregame. Ooh. Buffalo pregame. You ain't shit. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Tic Tac, sir? Just get the hell out of here. Oh, man. I'm done with y'all today, man. I can't do this shit. I'm going to be better. I promise. But I don't need to promise that to y'all. I'm talking to myself. Jesus. I'll see you guys next week. Hey, get your picks in. I can't stress this enough. Get your picks in. All right. You guys have been doing a really good job of that, but continue to get your picks in. There's still time if you want to play in a weekly pick'em pool. Shout out to this past week's winner, Chalupa, $120. So if you guys want to play in the weekly pick'em pool, there's still time. Get your sheet in, pay your $7, and give yourself a chance. Look, you guys are putting in some tremendous picks. You guys are going 14-2, 13-3, 12-4. Those types of sheets win the weekly pick'em pool. So why not try your hand at it? Anyway, I digress. You guys get out of here, man. Take care. Oh, God. That was disgusting.